Hey YouTubers, just want to do a quick video on my chainsaw fuel line here. I've been working on this for all morning so far, trying to put this fuel line on, and it's very difficult to get the fuel line that is much larger than the hole in here. You can see I finally got it through, and I would go through the whole process again to show you how I did it, but I'm not going to do that again because it was absolutely ridiculous. But I can assure you that the way that I have is fairly more simple than trying to get that wire, get this fuel line through that little hole, the factory size hole. Here's the old fuel line. As you can see, the fuel lines shrink over time because the gasoline shrinks these, whatever these are made out of, the plastic shrinks these fuel lines. This fuel line is already smaller than the new fuel line that I'm putting in because of the gas shrinking it. And that being said, even though it is smaller than the new one, you can already see where this was sitting in the hole. I don't know if you can see that. That's the size hole that this larger gas line has to go through, which is ridiculous to try to get it a hole that big, and the hose is this big, and it's already shrunk. So you have to get an even bigger line through a hole that big, which is ridiculous. This is my second line I've gone through. I keep breaking them, trying to get the hose through this hole. Finally, I said, you know what? You see the shavings in there. This is probably not the right thing to do. It's probably, I mean, this big no-no possibly. But I drilled the hole larger. I used a drill bit. First, I started smaller. I started with the what was that there? The 1/8, and tried it, and it just took a couple shavings off, and couldn't get the hose through. I actually broke a hose. Kept breaking all the way down until it was too short. Tried the 9/64. Still took a little bit more shavings off, and unsuccessful breaking hoses. But the 5/32 drill bit seemed to do the trick. And I know this, you're saying the gas line will shrink, which it will, but and I didn't have to cut the gas line. I only cut it this much in order to get it through, and I still have the holes in there. I used some of this. It's a leader wire for fishing. It's steel coated with plastic, and I just fed the steel wires. I actually fed the steel wires. I didn't even have to fish for them. I just fed the steel wires up into this hole, and I just put a flashlight in there, and you can literally feed it through the hole, right up through this hole, after, of course, feeding it through the end here. Anyways, there's lots of videos of that on YouTube. But the main thing is this line's through here, and as you can see, I mean, you can pull on this line. I mean, it is in there. So even though I made the hole larger, the gas line still, I mean, it's going to be a very, very long time before the gas shrinks the hose small enough for you to have a gas leak. So, and that was much easier for me to get the hose in there instead of breaking hoses and cussing and all this. So I figured I'd share that with you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps. See ya.